Indianapolis and the PBA League, the Elias Cup Finals, and the championship trophy to be awarded later today. And just a moment ago, Kimberly Presser had a chance to talk with Brooklyn Styles franchise player Sean Rash.
So, Sean, you guys made it all the way to Indianapolis, but unfortunately after this first round, you guys got to go home. But why don't you sum up for us your experience during this first PBA League inaugural season?
Well, first, it's just an honor to have Eddie Elias' name attached to this event. And, you know, he paved the way for so many people, myself, Pete, you can just name so many. But my team, we did so well in Detroit. We got here, which was the main goal. Unfortunately, a little short there, but you know, we got many years to come. Our team's extremely talented. We work really good together, and we look forward to what, you know, this league holds for us in the future.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So the Styles go down 217-172 to the Dallas Strikers, owned by Terrell Owens. And so Owens and his entire team now take on second-seeded Motown Muscle, owned by former NFL great Jerome Bettis. And DJ Archer leading off for the Muscle, followed by Tom Smallwood, Jesse Buss, Ronnie Russell, Mike Fagan. DJ is the supplemental pick filling in for Mike Scroggins, who can't go, suffering from plantar fasciitis.
Oh, man.
How does that 9-pin stick around?
Ball went right by it. Welcome to the big leagues. And there's Mike Scroggins. You know, he's got to be in a lot of pain not to be able to go. And DJ Archer comes in, throws a really nice shot, and leaves a solid 9. Last week, Mike Scroggins even had to withdraw from the Tournament of Champions.
So the Motown Muscle open with a spare, and that's just fine with the teammates. Franchise player Mike Fagan giving the high five. Now Brian Smith with the Dallas Strikers, who went open frame strike in their first match victory over the Styles.
Same lineup. Remember last game they started on the right lane. They're going to start this game on the right lane. Should have a pretty good blueprint how this pair is playing.
Wow.
Bad shot.
Okay. He said, wow, and you knew that was trouble right out of the hand. Smith with almost $500,000 in PBA earnings, one title. It was a major, the Masters, USBC Masters in 2003. Smith converts.
Wow. That one.
And here's Tom Smallwood, 35 years old. One tour title, also a major from Saginaw, Michigan.
Very unique style and setup here as he actually licks his wrist, puts his thumb in it, and then lays the bowling ball on his forearm.
He almost looks like a two-handed bowler as he is on the approach, but whatever he's doing is working.
I mean, he is a two-handed bowler for pretty much most of his approach, isn't he?
It certainly seems that way. I don't think it'll be that much of a reach to make the transference, but I doubt that'll happen. Here's Monticelli.
I looked up fitness in the dictionary. There was a picture of Amleto.
2 strikes in his opening match.
Hello.
He's living right.
It's good, clean living there.
When you move 2-1, you're walking right into their secondary track.
This ball hits the lane and starts going left. Nice trip, 6-10 late. Amleto will take that.
Absolutely. So 3 balls, 3 strikes for Amleto. Here's Jesse Buss for the Motown Muscle. Buss from Belvedere, Illinois.
Nicknamed the Body.
Another Wichita State bowler. No PBA wins yet.
I got a serious man crush on this guy. Throws the ball really good. He's in the kind of shape you and I would dream of being in. He's got tunnels for veins in his forearm. I like this kid. He's a nice kid, too.
Well, you're not the only one. Muscle franchise player Mike Fagan is quite a fan, too.
Jesse is just the athlete, man. I mean, he's only good at bowling because it's a sport. You know, he's just good at everything. So throws the ball phenomenal, and he's just another guy waiting to break out. And I think if I can help him out a little bit with his game and moving forward, you know, he's just going to take his game to the next level.
28 years old, 4th round pick of Mike Fagan, 28th overall in the PBA League draft.
Did you mention he was from Wichita State?
Did indeed.
Come on.
Spare for Bus following Smallwood's strike. The striker's working on a strike as well. Here's the injured Rhino Page, who went spare strike in the first match against Brooklyn. Rhino gutting it out with that injured left wrist. He's a player.
Well, you can see why. Look how stretched out his fingers are.
He's bringing it.
That's not what I would call a relaxed fingertip grip.
A double for the strikers.
Way to take advantage of Amleto's Brooklyn.
And the Indianapolis Colt cheerleaders doing their job, keeping things lively down there on the approach. Ronnie Russell coming off his first win in the PBA after 10 years and 142 tournaments. Won the Brunswick Euro Challenge in Germany. 33 years old from Indiana. Yeah.
Great shot.
Home state boy.
Yeah, it was nice to see Ronnie finally capture his first PBA title, albeit away from home, but it got him into the Tournament of Champions last week. He got to bowl in front of the home crowd here.
Now Chugs for the strikers. Mike Machuga. A couple of strikes for him also in their victory.
Boy, what a great run he had at the Masters about a month ago.
So compact. Can he get the kick? I don't know. Is it a kick if one pin falls on another technically?
Kick, trip,
a tumble. Easy pickings for Mike Machuga.
Awesome, man. You know that.
I never had a cheerleader when I was bowling. And I still don't.
Fifth frame, Dallas Strikers lead by
Muscle down by 9. Here is franchise player Mike Fagan from Dallas, Texas, 4 PBA titles, won the USBC Masters last season. One of the Player of the Year candidates last season. Finished 3rd in earnings, 2nd in average, 3rd in points.
Left lane, we need a re-rack. There we go.
The Motown Muscle down by 9. Need their anchor man to come through.
And take the lead right here with a strike by their anchor bowler.
So smooth and loose on the lane. And that's what a franchise player does. A double for the Muscle.
Sorry, Lon, lots up for grabs here. $75,000 for the winning team. And Mike Fagan just helped the Motown Muscle take the lead.
And that brings Norm Duke to the line for the Dallas Strikers. Down by 1 right now.
Dallas Strikers trying to play the lanes really straight and really direct, while the Muscle are actually in and hooking it.
Doesn't like it.
He's had problems with the approaches throughout this match. He's complained about sticking. He complained about sticking last game. There it is right there. You can see how that shoe kind of catches itself. And
Couple of spares in a row for the Strikers, who find themselves down by 3 pins to the Motown Muscle. One of these teams will move on to the championship matches against the New York City WTT Kingpins. Back with the back half of this match in just a moment. The Elias Cup up for grabs today. One of our 3 remaining teams will be holding that aloft by the end of these matches. And right now, Motown Muscle up by 3 halfway through in their match against the Strikers. A Muscle owned by NFL great Jerome Bettis, 13-year NFL career, 6-time Pro Bowl selection. Of course, has a Super Bowl ring and ranks 6th all-time in NFL rushing yards with over 13,000. All right, beginning the back half of this match, the Muscle on the line. DJ Archer filling in for the injured Mike Scroggins. Archer with a spare in his first. Ten-pin.
And isn't it apropos that the Motown Muscle would have a player on their team with the last name of Bus?
And that's true. That's right. Of course, Jerome Bettis' nickname was the Bus when he was in the NFL.
DJ Archer's ball hit like a bus, only to leave a ringing 10. There's Jesse Bus.
He weighs about a third of what the original Bus.
He weighs like as much as Jerome's right leg.
Archer dances his way to a spare.
DJ showing some serious agility here as he comes to a screeching halt. Gets a little airborne. Great balance for a big man. The only thing missing there is the 2-2, because that was a serious ballet step there.
Brian Smith now. His team down by 2. Working on a spare. Light on the headpin.
I mean, it looks like the better reaction is coming from the Motown Muscle. Their players are trying to open the oil pattern up. The oil pattern obviously has changed somewhat since the first game with all the action. Oil goes through transitions, the lanes transition, the lanes break down, the players move in. But Dallas isn't doing that. They're still trying to attack this oil pattern very straight.
Smallwood now. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sounds like a baseball game you're calling.
Motown Muscle. Smallwood's team up by 3 right now. Very tight match for the right to meet the top-seeded Kingpins. Wow. It tracked the entire way.
They have hit the pocket flush every ball. Right now, the Dallas Strikers are in trouble. Amletto threw a pretty good shot last time on this left lane. Went dead flush for a strike. Dallas needs to start striking, and they need to start striking now.
Monticelli has been striking from both sides of that head pin throughout the league. He's not picky.
Amletto really the only player opening the lanes up on that Dallas team. They need to start doing a little bit more of that. It's only a 3-pin match, but the reaction and the way that the Motown Muscle are playing this oil pattern, to me, gives them an advantage.
Each team working on a strike. Monticelli with 4 attempts, 4 strikes. Jesse Buss now. He won the Midwest Regional Stars and Stripes Open. What was special about that to him, that his late father won that same tournament in the mid-90s. A very emotional moment for him. 10-pin.
Holy cow. Pin carry killing the Muscle, otherwise they'd be up by 50.
Watch the 10-pin.
The roll on this ball. Goes to a plastic spare ball, moves left. Plastic ball so that it doesn't grip the lane surface. You can throw it on a straight line right at the 10 pin.
Did he tick the
Yes.
the ball return there just on his way? You could hear it.
Yeah, he got a piece of the ball return. Resets himself. Flexes for you. Shows you a little bit of the python.
Cleaned it up. So the muscle just been able to string 2 strikes together, same as the strikers, which is why it's a 3-pin match right now. Rhino Page's team from Dallas down by 3. Page with a strike in his 3rd frame.
Can't capitalize on the strike set up by Amleto Monicelli in the 7th frame. Rhino Page goes through the nose. This ball just overhooks down the lane and crosses over.
It's amazing Rhino has any feel at all with the damage to that wrist.
And his wrist in a cast. I mean, it looks like he's got a cast on.
Letting it fly.
All right, boys. Pick me up.
Time for the teammates to pick him up.
Is that bad?
Ronnie Russell now for the Motown Muscle. Trying to put some daylight between them and the strikers here now. Russell struck in the 4th. 3-6-10.
And with a spare, we have a tie game. Just a little too tight on that lane, didn't give it enough room. And big high backswing, just straight up and down, vertical. Lots of power and revolutions, but didn't give himself enough room there. Needs to make the 3-6-10 to stay even.
Big moment for Russell and his team. He converts.
And everybody's sticking on that right
They
lane.
really are.
And it just looks like only when they're shooting spares on the left side of that approach. Norm Duke had a little bit of trouble on a strike ball in that lane. Watch this. There we go. Little hop and tiptoe. Don't foul. Thumbs up to the cameraman, Charles.
Charles right on the line. We've got an official check on the line, but Charles is right on the line. And Ronnie says, did I foul? No, you're good. You're good. Mike Machuga now. Machuga spared in the 4th, working on Rhino Page's spare in the 8th.
Well, they can strike out now 9th and 10th and steal this game away from Motown Muscle, but it's got to start right here with Mike Machuga.
Dead even here in the striker's 9th. Machuga is the man of the moment.
He sets up the 10th frame for their anchor bowler, Norm Duke. Exactly what his teammates wanted from him. What a great shot this is. Still staying with that outside line. What a great touch, and just shreds the rack. Uses the angle to his advantage, slaps it off, and says, all right, Norm, it's all yours now.
Like a great setter in volleyball. You just put it up there. Now it's time for Norm Duke to knock it down when he gets his turn. Mike Fagan had a big strike in the 5th for his club, and now he needs it again here in the 10th. So smooth.
If Mike Fagan goes spare on the next shot, Norm Duke gets up and goes spare strike. We have a tie.
So there you see the story, all even right now. Fagan trying to pull some confidence from that strike he just threw. This is why he put himself in that position. You want to be the man. You want to have an opportunity. And his team has given him just that. Fagan with the double in the 10th.
Great shot by Mike Fagan. That's what you want your anchor bowler to do. That's why you put him in the anchor position. The guy that wants the ball with 3 seconds left to take the last shot. Mike Fagan, with one more strike here, will force Norm Duke to throw 2 strikes in the 10th frame.
Fagan with the biggest of 10th frames.
Start match. Just start match.
Duke needs a double. He needs a double in 1.
So Dallas Strikers franchise player, anchor bowler, Hall of Famer, Norm Duke. It is time to show your stuff. The tension palpable on the Strikers bench. Terrell Owens, far left, their team owner. He needs it now. And that will do it. Norm Duke leaves the split. He can't come through. And the number 2 seeded Motown Muscle will move on to meet the top seeded Kingpins. That's the position you want to put yourself in, Randy.
Absolutely. Norm Duke got that ball in just a little bit, and there was no way it was going to hold pocket. And they're done.
Nice ball, guys. Hey,
So we have our 2 teams for the 2-game total pinfall championship match. Thanks to Mike Fagan's 3 strikes in the 10th, the Motown Muscle will take on Pete Weber and the rest of Billie Jean King's New York City WTT Kingpins next.